Good morning, everybody. Cowboy. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of January. We've had an exciting weekend for a number of reasons when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to treasuries. Actually, treasuries had a weird moment. We're going to take a look at that. And the DXY is popping up. And we're actually seeing a couple of things move that normally do not move together. And so we're going to address all that. And we're also going to take a look at the upcoming week. All right. So let me take a quick look at who is with us. Um, if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a comment. If you're watching this after the fact, go ahead and leave a comment. Like if you have questions, and if you whether it's now or after the show, if you have a question about a chart, just ask it, and I can go ahead and do that chart on the show. We're in a position where we do have the time right now to do that. That is going to change. Our private members do have priority when it comes to chart requests, but at this time, we do have time even for just members of the public to ask for charts. So that's pretty awesome. Let us know if you want to do that. Okay, throw a comment up there. But go ahead and share the screen. We'll jump right into it. And then we'll see here. Wrong screen. Okay, here we go. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has popped up. And as we're taking a look at Bitcoin, I'm just going to throw up a QR code top left-hand side of the screen so you can zap that and come see what we're all about. Okay, we'll take that down in a minute. But this Bitcoin chart is a breakout, right? So it's something that we didn't not expect. The algos have been rather bullish, and that bullishness has not gone away on the high time frame. So for us to see a pop above, plus we had a lot of liquidity that was pretty far above price. This is not a big surprise. Now I did have, of course, price going up to at least 44,000 as of a few days ago, and it went ahead and broke that and just kept going up. And I feel bad for anybody who went ahead and sold Bitcoin because Cathie Wood sold Bitcoin. That's a sad situation. But a lot of people don't know this, but according to certain people, and I don't know how true this is, but I'm being told that Cathie Wood liquidated her Bitcoin so she could actually have her funds ready for the ETF game and go that direction. I don't know why anybody would do that, but that's what I was told happened. So, I mean, look, fine, Cathie Wood, she's a legend. I've looked at some of the trading that goes on over there at her fund, and I actually have not been that impressed. But hey, man, you put together a fund and you get millions and millions and millions and hundreds of millions, however much billions of dollars. Good on you. Whatever you've done to make that happen. I've not done that, and she has, so I'm not going to talk too much trash. But anybody who sold Bitcoin because she sold Bitcoin definitely is probably hurting right now because Bitcoin went ahead and moved up. It did form, some people are looking at this as a particular formation, right? There's always the pennant, right? I mean, if you want to go with like patterns, where you have kind of this price is consolidating and it's coming to a point like that. Other people were looking at this as more of a like a ascending wedge, ascending triangle, which would be bullish. None of it was really perfectly anything, right? It just was kind of somewhere in between, very pennanty, if you ask me. So the only way to really kind of predict what happens with a pennant is that the as price compresses, where's the higher time frame bias, which our algos are very, very efficient at telling us that. So, in the meantime, couple of comments from the private chat. You guys cannot see this on YouTube. If you're in the private chat, just so you understand, I'm going to be doing this only on YouTube after a while for the first 30 minutes. So, go ahead and get your YouTubes ready to go. I'm going to stop broadcasting on the live lab, and I'm just going to put the YouTube link up for the first 30 minutes. So have those YouTubes ready to go. Also, you can see this on X. If you're over on X following Algo Cowboy's profile, that is something you can do. So, but in the meantime, Truckface Trev, happy 2024. Get the YouTube links ready. We're going to start doing that this week. Let's roll over now to, while we're on Bitcoin, we'll go ahead and take a look at what might happen. Usually with these pennant type formations, you can take a look at the impulse up and you can go ahead and duplicate that impulse up, and you can see how high it might go. And that, I mean, just by this measure, the highest it might go is around 48,500 based on this pennant. Now, it could continue up. That doesn't mean that it's going to do that. Now, if we were to maybe treat this like a Fibonacci extension, then you would actually have this going. Let's see, we got a 1 to 1. What just happened here? There's something funky going on with my extension. 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So, yeah, the 272 is like right here. The 618 is all the way up here. So if there is a move further up, that's going to approach 50,000. Um, Look, as 50,000 is a round number. And if what we're seeing right now is a a bull trap, and a lot of people are getting into something that might be falling, then of course, a bull trap basically is when price continues to get forced up so that greedy people buy the top and create what's called exit liquidity so people can profit and get out. And I mean people as in the smart money. And one way we can kind of judge as to whether or not that might be going on is the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. Looks like we got a comment in the chat. Truck face. All right. We love you too, brother. All right. So Fear and Greed Index, Bitcoin Sentiment, alternative.me is where that is. And you can see it's pretty greedy. It's been greedy there for like a while. So, look, just because it's greedy doesn't mean it's going to fall, right? With Bitcoin, as a matter of fact, you can see greed last for quite a while on these, but that is one of the many things that people look at in sentiment analysis. Is be what is it? Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. But then there's always the concept of the market can remain irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So Bitcoin, I can tell you for most people, time in the market is better than timing the market. And one of the things I'm pretty public about is I have spot positions that I just hold. I just have hodl positions, and then I have money that I trade. Right, I have money that I trade. I'll take this move up. I'll take this move down, and so that way I've got a spot position that is just kind of betting on Bitcoin and other cryptos for a while, and then I take other money and I bet bet. I hate the word bet. I shouldn't be using that. I trade these other movements on here. So if we're to take it level by level, zoom out, and then we're going to take a look at the DXY, and I'll see if I can find the tweet about the treasuries, because the treasuries are an interesting scenario right now. And I know where that tweet is, so I'll find it. Okay, let's move out a little farther. Yeah, we'll look at the weekly. It's good. All right, so we do have a structural point sitting at 48,000. I know a lot of people looking at 48,000, and they have been for some time, and price is now approaching that. So I would expect, if all eyes are on 48 for a reversal, I would expect price to go above that. Bitcoin is known for punishing the shorts, right? And so, one of the contingencies we've had is a move up to go ahead and come and touch this point, as well as possibly this structure point from back in. Let me delete that. From back in, let's see here, 27 December in 2021, and then in March, April of 2022, right before everything really fell apart with the right around the time of the Russian, whatever you want to call it, the Russian invasion, special military operation, depending on what side of the political spectrum you're on, which is really, really weird. Actually, it's not that weird. Point is, though, is that price could easily come up to one of these points. A lot of people will think, oh, it's time to go short, and then it just breaks right through. So, a lot of people thought that would happen right here, because there was a lot of structure at this point. I mean, look here. You got these, let me get my little guys out here. You got that and that sitting right there. And that's all the structure that, and plus you also have what a lot of people were looking at is wrong arrow. We got this structure right here also. So there, I'm sorry, not that. That was stupid. That structure that I just put that last arrow Those are 3 points that all were on the same price line. And of course, where price pivoted before, there's a decent chance of it pivoting again, which is where price is right now. So a lot of people were thinking price would revert before that, and it looks as if it's not going to. It could. Price could turn around right now. Price could do anything. Price could go to zero tomorrow. Like there's nothing off limits with trading, right? There's nothing that's impossible. But we look at probabilities right now, and let's say right now, things being as bullish as they are, I think price is going to continue up, and then it's going to probably turn around very quickly and brutally. We see these types of things happen around this time in the cycle. Um, let's look at the prior pre-halving year. Whereas 2020 was a little bit of an anomaly. We had the COVID crash, but I mean that's an example of it. Or kind of a good example of what happened prior to a halving year, which 2019 is the analog to last year, right? See these like price kind of goes up and up and up and up. People think it's going to go up like forever, and then it just crashes down on people. So during this whole time, this exuberance that we see here, price going from 3,100 all the way up to 14,000, you're looking at a times 4.5. I mean, price, really for people who were in pretty low around this like 3,000, 3,500, they're thinking they're going to get rich, and maybe some did. But it's not going to go up forever, right? Nothing ever goes up forever. There's always a point where it turns around. And typically during, even here, from say 17 December of 2019, price went from 65,000 all the way up, nearly doubled, went up to like well over 10,000. And so but then it brutally fell due, we're going to say probably due to the COVID crash though. So I would be expecting price to pull back, and I have been expecting it to pull back. Like I said, I don't sell my spot positions. I hold my spot just because that's, spot, but that's how I do things. However, there is a reason for price to turn around here, turn around there, turn around there. It can happen. But again, like I said before, Bitcoin is known for punishing the shorts. So people who go like short right at structure, a lot of times they get nuked. I know guys like professional traders, full on, like that's what they do for a living, besides myself. And I mean like with other people's money, and a lot of it, they don't short Bitcoin ever. Ever they don't short Bitcoin. Now, to me, that seems like a missed opportunity because look here, from say late 2021 up until late 2022 seems like a pretty profitable thing to do. But I mean, when you look at the bull runs, I would not short Bitcoin in a bull run. No, I do on the micro because I'm crazy and I actually win those shorts. And anybody over at Algo Factory sees that. And I'll just go ahead and flash that QR code really quick because I am one of the people who does short Bitcoin and wins. Top left hand corner of the screen, zap that. Let me do something really quick. I want to get rid of that banner on the bottom if I can. Let's see, can I get rid of this? Yeah, I can. All right. So all that to say, yeah, you can short Bitcoin. You got to know what you're doing, and I do it. I do. All people watch, and like they watch me win those shorts. But by and large, it is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing to short Bitcoin on the way up. It's very dangerous. It is known for punishing the shorts because there's liquidity. You are providing liquidity when you short Bitcoin. We're going to go to liquidity maps now. We're going to spin it to win it, see if we can get a credit over at the kingfisher.io. And there should be a link to the kingfisher.io for my referral code in the description right now. So feel free to, if you're a Bitcoin trader or a crypto trader in general, this is an invaluable tool. They don't pay me anything. I don't have any kind of deal with them. I'm just telling you, I use it all the time and it's really good. And right now, there's a lot of liquidity sitting at 43.6. So we did just see a breakout, and there's not any other liquidity to speak of up until maybe, I mean, look, 48, 51, a little above that. 48, 51, there's some liquidity. It's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot compared to what's below. Thank you, Truckface. Yeah, Truckface is saying you see me short Bitcoin and win. Yeah, I do those things. So I would say, look, 48.5, 58. We'll put those up, 48.5 and 58. So let me just go ahead and mark those out so people can see. 48.2, right? So we have liquidity sitting at 48.5, which is just above this line right here. So some liquidity right there. And then 50,200, did we say? Or 50,800. Let's roll back real quick. Yeah. 50,800. Okay, so right below 60,000. I'm sorry, right below 51,000 is going to be some liquidity. So kind of like right in this. And these are very, I'm on a weekly chart. I'm zoomed out really far. So this is where price is going to want to go, to these boxes right here. Now there is liquidity above there. If we get a move up a little bit higher, there's up at like, say, 52,000, 53,000. So there's liquidity above there, especially a nice chunk right up at 54,500. There's a notable chunk. And price is attracted to these. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to make it all the way up there, though. It doesn't mean that it's going to get all the way up there. But that's where price would go if it were to go up, right? That's most likely where it's going to go. It's going to grab that liquidity. But if you look at the chart, the biggest liquidity right now is sitting, and then look at how high the spike is right here, is sitting right at 43.7. So 43,700, there's a lot of liquidity sitting right there. And that is going to have to be zoomed in to see that. All right, TradingView needs to catch up. TradingView did not have its coffee today. We will look on the 3-hour chart. Okay, so 40, what do we say, 43? Let's see. Yeah, 43.7. Might even have to zoom in a little farther. That's all right. We can look like this. So 43,700, right? 44.3, 43.4, 43.5. Okay. A lot of liquidity sitting right about here. And that does make sense because price did a lot of trading in that area. All these pivot points right here in that area are contributing to this liquidity being right there, because that's just where a lot of trading happened, right? And there's a lot of liquidity left based on that. And so if price were to dive down, then it probably would drive down and grab this. Now, in the current market, it would not surprise me for price to dive down and grab that and continue up, right? But the party has to end sometime. Nothing goes up forever. Now, we are in kind of a new paradigm in a way. I don't know that we truly are, but the ETF conversation is really feeling the fire, and a lot of retail is buying. Now, institutional at this point, I'm told by the gorilla that institutional is interested in buying, or at least was. Once price got above a certain level, they started to buy. But the initial move up, according to him, may not have been due to that. I don't want to get too detailed. That's kind of more of our private group stuff. But yeah, look, I'm going to tell you right now, when you see something like this, a move up like this, when this falls, generally it's going to be a big deal. There's always that chance that this just keeps going up through the bull market. That can happen, but I don't see it as very likely. And we had a weird look. Look at the Dixie right now. We're going to change subjects here. This is the dollar index, right? This is the dollar, the USD, in comparison to like a lot of other important currencies, right? So say the euro, the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, currencies like that. And it has been headed down and down hard since November. So you have a multi-month move down. And now you have price kind of approaching this. It's a pretty important structural level, right? And why does the dollar matter? Why does the Dixie matter? Well, it's because everything is traded against the dollar. The dollar is still where everybody goes, right? And there are at this current level, a lot of places where the dollar pivoted. Okay, so when you see that, then you understand that that's an important level in the past, which means that it's probably going to remain important. Going back to like 2023, I mean, I could probably, this is a 3-hour chart. I could probably, scroll back and find more. But just going back through late 2022, no, early 2023, this is a big pivot point. Price moved a lot. Price is there now. It's moving here now. Now, let's take a quick look at the algos. I'm going to cross your eyes. All right, don't let the screen scare you right now. I'm going to use this 6 panel display that causes my friends to have seizures. And I could tell you that, yeah, this is a point where price might continue up for a while. And while the DXY is heading up, usually that means things are heading down, right? Like everything traded against the dollar is going to be weaker because the dollar is getting stronger. But when there are certain things, for example, right now, Bitcoin, that is ignoring that, Bitcoin is moving up so hard and so strong right now, just for the moment, that even with the Dixie moving up like it is, it's just kind of not really caring. Let me bring out a quick I don't know if you call these tweets anymore. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X, right? But I don't know if like you're supposed to call it that or what. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna take a look at my boy here. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so the market open is in actually it's in 38 minutes. Okay. So in 38 minutes, the market opens. And I'm talking about the New York Open. And one of the things that is a little bit concerning is this right here. And this kid came from Bowtied Whitebat. He does a lot of good stuff. Among them, he does pay attention to finance. And look at this. This is the 1 month government bond yield, the 30. The yield on the 30 went up, and that's the 1 month. That's the short bond, right? So for the short bond yield to head up, and it went up from 5.4% to 6.12. That might not seem a lot to you, but if you take a look over the past like several weeks, at least a few weeks, you'll see that the fluctuations usually like say between, 5.35 and 5.42. I mean, it's nothing, it's just a very few points. It's like based on, it's more basis points. Now it's gone up like, oh, let's see, 4 to 1. So almost what, 70% of a percent. So what is that? 70 basis points, if I got that right. So, that's big. That's huge. That's like, look at this. You're looking at a move that is, I don't know, 10 times bigger than its average, maybe more. It's like more than an order of magnitude bigger, maybe 2 orders. I don't know, but that's big. And when you have the yields go up on these, right, then a lot of times the equities market will fall. So a lot of times when yields go up on the treasuries, that means equities may fall shortly thereafter or during that move, right? So basically, that can mean that our equities open this morning is a little scary, right? Let me see if I can get some. Oh no, I don't. I don't pay for market data. I used to pay for market data on the yeah, Ray in the private chat is kind of echoing our point here. Ray in the private chat is saying that yeah, the US 10-year and the DXY are heading up significantly. Yeah, Ray, I don't know if you just stepped in, but we've been covering that. So with that, yeah, I used to pay for market data on what do you call it, on TradingView. However, I don't now, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to see the market open. Let's go to like Apple. See if I still have that data. Oh no, I do. Yeah, look at that pre-market. That might be because I have a premium subscription. I don't know. Maybe I'm still paying for it. There's things that you just like pay for and you forget you're paying for them. But you're looking at a market gap down, and this is significant from 192 to 188. That is a 2% fall. Apple's a big Apple is like one of the most capitalized companies out there. And you're looking at a 2% drop on the open. Let's take a look at Google. Remember, nothing we say is investment advice, folks. Like we don't give investment advice here. What we do is we look at charts, and that's what we do. So let me see here. Let me see Arca Goop. What is Google? GOOG? Oh, it's Alphabet. That's right. Alphabet opening looks like that's going to gap down from 140 to 139. I mean, that's significant. It's not like, I mean, that's a pre-market price. So I think it might be a lot of the markets kind of holding off rather than trying to buy on the pre-market or sell on the pre-market. They might wait to see what happens as the market opens in 34 minutes, but everything looks like it is about to gap down. Everything of note. What's a big company? Netflix. Yeah, Netflix looks like it wants to gap down 46 to 42. So that's a like a 1% gap down ish. So let's look at the SP 500, see what it's done in the last. Let's see what it's got going on here. Yeah, I mean, SPX gapping down. In fact, we'll just roll back. We got a few minutes yet left, and I do oftentimes like to look at the equity indexes because they are a barometer of what's going on. SP 500 being a decent barometer in general. It's not blue chip, it's not tech. It's got kind of a middle of the road feel, but it's I mean, you just from a charting standpoint, right? I mean, this is an all-time high back here, and we beat that all-time high just in the last 3 weeks, like early December, late December. I'm sorry. The SP 500. This is the E-mini, but it went to 48.40. Prior all-time high was 48.09. So if we looked at this on a super high time frame, this probably would look like a double top. And I'm not saying it's going to go down. We're going to see a big, fall, and everything is going to be a little recession. I'm not saying there's going to be like a recession right now, but I'm saying that there could be. I'm saying there could be a lot of things. There could be anything. Price could go to infinity. I mean, yeah, EURUSD is just going to be a reflection rate. Ray over in our private chat says, take a look at EURUSD. I'm just, that's just a reflection of the Dixie, right? Like it's going to look like the Dixie does. I went ahead and chose to take the last couple of days to pay attention to my family because I work so much. And, I figured, markets are closed. It's New Year's. I'm just going to, be with my family. So I could have made a lot of money trading yesterday. Like, but I didn't, look, the reason I am a trader is because I wanted to be able to choose to take days off when I want to. And that's why I do that. So you're going to miss opportunities. But what that means is that there are always opportunities to trade. Now, if I were to go on a higher time frame, this might look like a double top. Let's see if it's formed yet. It may not have. Yeah, that is a double top, but this first candle is like super new. In order for the double top to really concern me, for maybe like worried the price is going to fall, price would have to go all the way down like this month to be super concerned. I don't mean concerned like in a scared way, but if price went down here and closed all the way down there, like it would have to go down. Let me draw some lines here. For me to think like, okay, we're going to see a pretty hard fall, the next candle or two would have to actually go this low. It'd have to close lower than that line, and it would have to go lower than this line, right? So if you see can't price go below 45.50 on the E-mini, and if you see price close before 45.75, like lower than that, then that might be an indication that we're about to see a move down that is significant, because we're looking at where price, approached, it made a high, went down, reapproached that high, and then couldn't break that high, right? But the current candle is going to have a lot to tell us about that. So, look, I'm going to go ahead and end the public show right here, okay? And I'm going to I'm gonna throw up the QR code and let you all know that we are having a sale. The price here you see is temporary. And if you get this $49.99, wow, can't talk, $49.99 a month price. If you get in at this price before we raise the price, which is going to happen this year, we are going to let you keep that price, right? So you have $50 a month grandfathered in, because we might go up to like $200-300 a month. That's what we're worth. I mean, our service is extremely undervalued, but because we're new, we're giving people a chance to, kind of show us their loyalty, and it will be rewarded with this price. And as long as you don't let your membership lapse while this price exists, you will be able to keep that price. So this is freaking deal. So come on in, join us. We're going to end this right now, but I want to thank everybody for coming, for joining. And if Ray likes, we will take a look at EURUSD as we go into the private. So, and remember, anybody watching right now that is in our private group, this show is only going to be on YouTube and on X after this. So, have your YouTube links ready. Have your YouTube profiles ready. All right. Okay, here we go.